Hey, everybody. I talk to people every single day who feel stuck. They tell me they're unhappy, unfulfilled, and unsure of how to change their lives. They're looking for answers, for guidance, for that push to finally take action and create the life they dream of. Well, that's what I'm here to give you today. By the end of this video, you're going to know 5 life lessons that will force you to take action. And trust me, these lessons solve 90% of your problems. We're talking about the kind of wisdom that can transform your relationships, your career, your health, your entire outlook on life. If you've ever felt stuck, unmotivated, or overwhelmed by life's challenges, then this video is exactly what you need. These 5 life-changing lessons are what successful people use to break through obstacles and take control of their destiny. I've personally seen these lessons transform lives, including my own, and countless others who applied them correctly. But here's the catch. You must implement these exactly as I outline, otherwise they won't work. Let's get into it. The first lesson is so simple, yet so many people get it wrong. We've all been there, right? We have a dream, a goal, something we desperately want to achieve. But then doubt creeps in. We start to overthink, to second-guess ourselves. We tell ourselves we need the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect circumstances. But you know what? Waiting for perfect is procrastination in disguise. This is why action is the key, my friends. Because action creates clarity. When you take that first step, even if it's small, even if it scares you, you break through the fog of fear and indecision. Suddenly, the path becomes clearer. You start to see possibilities you didn't even know existed. Think about it like this. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a dark room. You know there's a light switch somewhere, but you can't see it. So you hesitate, afraid to move, afraid of what you might bump into. But what happens when you finally take that first step forward? You find the wall, and you start feeling your way along. You're moving, you're making progress, and eventually, you'll find that switch. That's how it is with anything in life. The more you act, the more clarity you gain. You learn what works, you learn what doesn't, and you adjust your course along the way. Don't let overthinking paralyze you. Remember, you don't have to have all the answers before you start. Just take that first step and trust that the clarity you seek will follow. Think of a time in your own life when you were hesitant to start something. Maybe it was a new job, a creative project, or even just having a difficult conversation. Remember how heavy and overwhelming it felt when you were stuck in your head, overanalyzing every detail? But then think about the moment you finally took action. Didn't it feel like a weight lifted off your shoulders? Suddenly you had something tangible to work with. Now let's talk about something that holds so many of us back: fear of failure. We've all been there, right? That sinking feeling in your stomach when you make a mistake, when things don't go as planned. We live in a society that often glorifies success and sweeps failure under the rug, as if it's something to be ashamed of. But let me tell you something. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone on the path to success. Think about it. Every successful person you can think of, from inventors to entrepreneurs to artists, has faced their fair share of setbacks and failures. The difference is, they didn't let those failures define them. They didn't allow them to derail their dreams. They understood that failure is not the end. It's simply feedback. It's information that tells you what's working and what's not. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. Think about a baby learning to walk. They stumble, they fall, they might even bump their heads a few times, but they don't give up, do they? No. They get back up again and again because they're hardwired to learn and grow. They see falling not as a failure, but as a necessary part of the process. That's the same attitude we need to adopt in our own lives. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it as a teacher. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this setback to make me stronger, wiser, and more resilient? Imagine you're baking a cake, and you forget to add the baking powder. The cake comes out flat and dense. Now, you could see that as a complete failure. Throw your hands up and give up on baking altogether. Or you could see it as valuable feedback. You learn that baking powder is essential for a light and fluffy cake. The next time you bake, you'll never forget the baking powder again. Chapter 3. Life Lesson. Number 3. Self-discipline beats motivation. Let's talk about motivation for a moment. We all love it, right? That feeling of excitement and inspiration that gets us started on a new project or pursuing a new goal. But here's the thing about motivation. It's fickle. It comes and goes like the tide. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable, ready to conquer the world. Other days you can barely drag yourself out of bed. And that's where self-discipline comes in. Self-discipline is the key to achieving your goals, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up for yourself day after day and doing the work, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when you'd rather be doing anything else. Think about it like this. Motivation is like the spark that ignites the fire, but self-discipline is the fuel that keeps it burning. It's about creating habits and routines that support your goals, and then sticking to them, no matter what. Now, building self-discipline isn't always easy, but it's absolutely essential for achieving long-term success. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So how do we cultivate this powerful force of self-discipline? It starts with setting clear goals and then breaking them down into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes the journey less daunting and gives you a sense of accomplishment along the way. And don't underestimate the power of consistency. Even small, consistent actions done day after day can lead to incredible results over time. Think about athletes who train for the Olympics. They don't just show up on the day of the competition and expect to win. They train rigorously, day in and day out, for years. They push through pain, fatigue, and doubt because they have their eyes on the prize. They understand that discipline is the bridge between their dreams and reality. Or think about successful entrepreneurs. They don't just launch a business and then sit back and wait for the money to roll in. Chapter 4. Life Lesson Number 4. Your environment shapes you. You know, I've always said that you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. And it's true. Our environment, the people we surround ourselves with, has a profound impact on who we are and who we become. Think about it. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, by people who complain and gossip, it's going to be incredibly difficult to maintain a positive outlook on life. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with positive, supportive people who lift you up and inspire you, you're much more likely to thrive. It's like the old saying goes, you can't soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys. And it's not just about the people we physically spend time with. It's also about the information we consume, the books we read, the movies we watch, the social media accounts we follow. All of these things create an environment that shapes our thoughts, our beliefs, and our behaviors. So if you want to change your life, you need to start by changing your environment. Take a close look at the people you spend the most time with. Do they inspire you? Do they challenge you to grow? Or do they drain your energy and leave you feeling depleted? If you're not surrounding yourself with people who lift you higher, it's time to make a change. And I know that can be difficult. It's not always easy to walk away from relationships, even if they're no longer serving us. But sometimes, it's necessary for our own growth and well-being. Remember, you deserve to be surrounded by people who celebrate your successes, support you through challenges, and inspire you to be your best self. And it's not just about the people in our lives. It's also about the spaces we inhabit. Our physical environment can have a huge impact on our mood and productivity. Think about a time when you walked into a space that felt cluttered and chaotic. How did it make you feel? Stressed? Overwhelmed? Now think about a time when you walked into a space that felt calm, organized, and serene. Chapter 5. Life Lesson Number 5. Growth comes from discomfort. This last lesson is so important, and it's something that I've learned time and time again throughout my own life. Here it is. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Think about it. All the growth, all the breakthroughs, all the amazing things that have ever happened in your life. They've all required you to step outside of your comfort zone, to embrace the unknown, to do something that scared you a little, or a lot. It's easy to get comfortable in life, to settle into routines, to avoid anything that feels risky or uncertain. But the truth is, that's where dreams go to die. Real growth, real transformation, happens when we're willing to push past our comfort zones, to embrace the discomfort that comes with learning and evolving. Think about it like this. Imagine a caterpillar that's perfectly content living its life on a leaf, munching away on its food. It's comfortable, it's safe, it's all it's ever known. But then, something happens. Something deep inside the caterpillar tells it that there's more to life than this. So it begins to build a cocoon around itself. Now, inside that cocoon, it's dark, it's cramped, it's uncomfortable. The caterpillar is going through a metamorphosis, a complete transformation. But here's the thing, if that caterpillar never went through that uncomfortable process, if it stayed safe and comfortable on its leaf, it would never become the beautiful butterfly it was always meant to be. And that's just like us. We all have the potential for greatness within us, but we'll never reach it if we're not willing to embrace discomfort, to push past our fears, to do the hard things that will help us grow. So, how do we do that? How do we embrace discomfort and use it as fuel for growth? It starts with becoming aware of our own patterns, our own ways of avoiding discomfort. What are the things you've been putting off because they scare you? What are the dreams you've been holding back on because you're afraid to fail? You got this. Listen, we've covered a lot today, but I want you to remember this. You are powerful beyond measure. You have everything you need within you to create a life you love. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let self-doubt dim your shine. Step into your power, embrace the unknown, and never, ever give up on your dreams. If you enjoyed this video and found these lessons helpful, then you need to watch how to detach and free yourself from burden. Feel more fulfilled in 2025. It's the next step in unlocking your full potential and creating a life of true freedom and joy. Click here to watch now. I can't wait to see you there.